Hi! Let's see if this actually works and stuff. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? And is this like... I want to know how, like, behind this is, because this is supposed to be able to have, like, conversations and such. And, cool. So, tell me when you can hear this. Like the word this. This. I want to know how latent, how much the latency is. You know, I got it. So let's see here. So when did I say now? That's not gonna work. Okay. Let's just synchronize this a bit now. 3, 2, 1. When did they get that? Because I want to know what kind of conversations I can have with people. That's weird. That is definitely weird. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so that's a bit behind, but that's I think as good as that's gonna get because I have this on ultra low latency. So yeah, I always wondered why like everyone I watch on YouTube is always like the chat's always behind. Now I know because reasons. So anyway, hi. This is clearly bare bones. I don't have anything like set up for anything. I just decided I wanted to do this about 30 minutes ago. Yeah, something like that. So, what am I doing? Well, I used to do a little thing about my mental health all the time, and I kind of stopped doing that. Right. But I decided, with everything that's going on with me and stage 4 colon cancer, I figured talking about it might actually be slightly cathartic. So I just wanted to start streaming and talk about it briefly. Or not briefly, I don't know, whatever. And I figured my Twitch channel was not the proper place for that. So here I am on YouTube. Hi. How's it going, YouTubeverse? So anyway, what's going on with me? Well, if you've been watching my Twitter account at all, you will know that I just mentioned it. I've been diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. This month, I've been in the hospital 3 times. Once for the surgery to, remove part of my colon. Once for the, once because I had a blockage in my bowels, which is a bad thing, obviously. And then once because I had this searing, shooting pain in my lower abdomen that freaked me out so much I decided to go to the ER and got admitted for a day for dehydration, actually. It was the same day I got my chemo port installed, which is right here. And I'm not going to take my shirt off to show it because, whatever. But it's the weirdest gosh darn thing. Like, there's a button, like, feels like right here. Like, in my chest. That's going to help when they actually go to start doing chemotherapy for me. But, yeah. So, by the way, is the microphone too loud? I just realized now I don't have any like, sound down. I guess you could... I'm not planning on, like, playing sounds or anything like that. So, unless I have to, or want to, whatever. Anyway, the third time I went to the hospital, and because of the pain, they did some CT scans and discovered a couple of things. First of all, I thought I was peeking a little bit there. There we go. So they determined that that I didn't have a blockage the third time, which is great. What they did determine is that the pain I'm feeling even right now is being caused by my tumors. So there's not much they can really do about that until I start chemotherapy. And, yeah, it sucks. That really sucks because, I'm in a decent amount of pain, like, all the time right now. I'm on Percocet. I've been using it, and it helps. It really does. It helps. It takes the edge off a lot. What it doesn't do is eliminate it entirely, and it's not supposed to. Those kind of things, you're supposed to be able to manage the pain, not necessarily go pain-free. And they tell you that because they don't want you pounding down, like, the narcotics until, like, oh, I don't feel any pain anymore. Yeah, you're also, like, high and stuff. Tomorrow I go see my PCP, and I need to talk to him about what we're going to do, because over-the-counter stuff is not helping. So the Percocet's barely helping. I mean, it's helping. It's helping a lot. It's just that, like, even right now, like, it feels like my back is, like, pulling itself, and it's not my actual back. Like, I'll lay down on a hot, like, compress, and, like, nothing. Like, I'll lay on it for a while, and it doesn't feel any different. And what it likely is where they did the surgery. It's kind of feels like it's in the back, but it's not really. It's kind of right there. But also, like, my lower abdomen still has this shooting pain in it every so often. And again, that being caused by the tumors, there's not much I can do about it. There's not much anybody can do about it right now, and it sucks. I can tell you, I've attempted to keep a not only positive attitude, I've attempted to keep an attitude of, I'm going to beat this thing. No, and I plan on fighting as much as I can, clearly, but I gotta tell you, it's hard when I can barely, like, take the pain I'm going through right now. And it makes you wonder, like, can I actually fight this if I can't even take this pain, like, right now? Like, it's kind of scary, like, straight up. It just kind of is. I mean, the whole thing is scary. Like, I don't care how confident I sound on Twitter. I do that a lot to help pump myself up, along with remind myself that I'm surrounded by amazing people. But I'm scared. I just am. And I don't think I'm going to not be scared until I at least start chemotherapy. It's obviously this is something nobody ever wants to go through. And I've seen a lot of good stories, like blogs and things like that, from people who have survived, like, this exact thing. I've got a port here. Everybody I talked to was like, get the chemo port installed. Like, get the chemo port installed, so I did. I mean, and to be fair, they didn't give me a choice. My surgeon's just like, he just scheduled it like it was going to happen. So, and I think I know why, because the kind of chemo I'm going to be on, it hasn't started yet, but the kind of chemo they're going to put me on is 3 days. The first day you go to the hospital or the cancer center, and you get like a 2-hour infusion. And then they give you like this pump that hooks into your chemo port. And for the next 2 days, that thing continuously pumps the chemo drug into you. And then Wednesday, I have to go back to the center and be like, here's your pump back. And then they flush the port. And then I'm done for 2 weeks. And then I gotta go back and do it again. That's what they're doing right now. The drug they're using is called Volfox. It's like 3 different drugs. The name represents 3 different drugs. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. But So the first part of this is actually like a vitamin that's supposed to help everything get into your system. It's kind of interesting. The third part is actually a anti-nausea medicine to prevent the side effects of the cancer, the chemotherapy drug, which again is two parts. The part that give you the first day, and then the part that is given over time. Now, this is apparently one of the things they use for my type of colon cancer a lot, from what I understand. It's kind of like their main go-to. I'm getting genetic testing done. They call it the Tempest test at some point. I don't know when. Which is going to like literally scan or like analyze the DNA of the cancer cells and determine if there's anything in there they can use to like if there's a protein in there that they can exploit with a different version of chemotherapy. So this thing's going to like spout out a list of things that would be like, well, this chemotherapy works for this when this protein is present. This one works when this is present. And then we're going to go down the list, basically, and try them and see which one works. It's actually oddly like my mental health drugs. Because that's a lot of trial and error, as it turns out. So, apparently the 2018 to now journey I had on my mental health issues is apparently prepared me for this very moment. Who knew? Speaking of my mental health, I actually met with my psychiatrist on Monday. That was nice. Oddly, if I hadn't been if I hadn't been able to be stable, mentally speaking, for like the last almost year now with the drugs I'm on, I would not be in a good place right now. I would be in a very bad place right now, actually. But I'm not, because we've managed to find something that has made me emotionally and mentally stable for now. And that's great. It has made me able to at least rationalize most of the time. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you that I've been rational all of the time. And Jamie in the chat there can vouch for this. I'm not always cool and calm and relaxed about this. And I don't think anyone could be. I mean, it's freaking cancer. If you weren't afraid of this, I don't think you'd be human. Like, this is scary stuff. They've told me that normally somebody with a diagnosis from this has a life expectancy of 2 to 5 years. They're also saying, because I'm only 39, that I have a much better chance of having something in my cancer that can be exploited. Also, that because my body's going to heal faster, I will likely have more time for them to find something. Which really is the big key right there. As my oncologist told me, it's not a race against time, it's a race against science. And we may find something that like literally throws us into recession, and then it's just a matter of watching myself like a hawk to make sure it either doesn't come back, or if it does come back, we pounce it before it gets too bad. I feel like this is going to be something I'm going to be dealing with in some fashion for most of the rest of my life, or the entire rest of my life, who knows. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I expect that we're going to go through this first round of chemo and then it's just going to be gone. The hope is that it becomes smaller, so at the very least it can be managed, and maybe we could find something else that can kill it. But for the moment, yeah. Right now, I could tell you at this very moment, I am feeling a decent amount of pain. Like, just sitting here, it sucks. I also have these LP drains stuck in me still. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. You're not going to be able to see this. Actually, here we go. This all good. So, yeah. This thing is sucking liquid out of me. This liquid here apparently has cancer cells in it. If this were to be absorbed in my body, it would be bad. So, normally these would be off, like, the doctor, the surgeon put these in me when I had part of my colon removed. Normally these would be out of a person by now. He's not removed mine because of, quote, all the cancer inside of me, unquote. The worst thing is, I think my surgeon knew I was going to need to have chemotherapy based on, like, the testing I had done before the surgery. The big problem was, according to him, when he opened me up, there was much more than he expected. Yeah. So that was a bit of a scary thing to hear. But, you know, just got to keep pressing forward. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. You know, it's right now, it's straight up, I'm along for the ride, and the best thing I can do is pay attention. It's like gather the information I can from the doctors and ask the right questions when questions need to be asked. The biggest issue is going to be just knowing what questions to ask, or at least knowing when to ask one. The biggest thing is to not be afraid to ask questions and get answers. And not be afraid to get answers. Oh, sorry to hear that, Jag girl. I've not been told that the treatment they're giving me is, like, not curative yet. Like, they have, my doctors seem to be very... Thanks, Jess Britt. Appreciate that. But my doctors seem to be enthusiastic of how they think I'm going to react to the chemotherapy. Again, mostly based entirely on my age. Thankfully, where the cancer has spread to is, how do I want to put this? The organs it's spread to, it's like on top of the organs and not like embedded inside of them. If that makes any sense at all. That's the best way I can explain it because I'm not a doctor. Damn it, Jim, I'm a lawyer, not a doctor. So, oh, that sucks. Yeah, I know, yeah, I'm definitely trusting my oncologist at this point. A friend of mine, actually, she just finished her cancer treatment. She was diagnosed with 3 types of cancer in 3 weeks. Back in 2019. She ended up having 5 different cancers by the end of it. But they caught every one of them early. And she is now, like, ironically, and she's somebody who goes to the same church I do. Ironically, the day she finished her final treatment and is just done was the same day I was diagnosed with colon cancer. It's, like, it literally couldn't have been, like, any more, like, ironic. She's a very good person, and she's been such an amazing resource. She had a chemotherapy they called Red Devil, which put her out for days at a time. I've been told that, the drug that they're going to give me actually doesn't have a ton of side effects. Even, like, hair loss is not normally a side effect that's part of this regimen normally. Um, that could change if we change regimens, obviously. If this testing comes back, and yeah, it does. If testing comes back and they're like, oh, hey, his cancer's got this protein in it, and this chemotherapy is the one we really need to use, that could totally change, and I could be one of those people that gets out for days. But at this point, I've committed myself to do anything I can. I am pushing forward. I'm telling people right now, I will be in hospice and I will still be pumping chemotherapy into my veins to kill this thing before I go. And okay, I will take it with me if I have to. It's going to die before I do. Period. I don't care what I have to beg, borrow, or steal. I'll do it. Yeah. And my boss can tell you, I'm the most stubborn person she knows. And if she I will be stubborn to take this thing out beforehand. So yeah, I've heard, Jag, I've heard that actually, that diet is very important. I'm very much so starting to look into that more than I have been. Although, and actually, I'm kind of proud of myself because ever since I got home from the surgery on like April 4th, I have not gone out to eat at any point. As far as like fast food, restaurant, anything, I've made everything myself here. Now that doesn't mean I haven't used like a barbecue sauce or something like that, but the fact is I've been using my my air fryer on an almost daily basis. I think the one time I didn't was because I made some pasta thing. But yeah, I have not gone out. Now, keeping in mind, I was out of the hospital April 4th, back in the hospital April 8th to the 11th, then in again on the 20th and 21st. So I've had a decent amount of hospital food. That'll be in the end of May. We'll have to see. Part of the reason I haven't really gone out yet is because I'm still trying to not eat things that are too heavy and greasy. Because I do have an ostomy bag now. It's temporary, allegedly. But this is the weirdest gosh darn thing I've ever felt in my life. I have a bag attached to my hip where all of my bowel waste goes, if you will. It's disgusting, it's gross, and it's weird. But I had to have that done. Really, only according to the surgeon, because he said when he removed the part of the colon that he needed to, the ends were too frayed to put the colon back together. So for the time being, he had to do this so it could heal properly. Now, it is reversible, but they're not going to even try to do it until after chemo's done. Which makes sense. You can't really have major surgery when you're going through chemotherapy. It's kind of a problem. I have been told I can get the COVID vaccination, though. Because the COVID vaccination does not have an active strain of the virus in it. That even if I'm going through chemotherapy, I will be able to have the vaccination. So I'm actually going to try to get that scheduled soon so I can at least get the first shot in. And then I can hopefully get the second shot in sometime around the chemotherapy so I'm not dead the day I go in to get my treatment. So yeah. God, this thing itches now. But, yeah, that's what I was thinking before. That's what I was saying. I would want to schedule it so that I would have the week, it would be going into the week that I don't have the therapy because of the potential side effects. But no, my oncologist told me to go ahead and schedule it, so I should actually try to get that done soon. I'm just putting it off because I'm lazy. But the other thing of it is I actually kind of think I need to get it because oh, good. That's awesome. That is awesome. Good to hear. Yeah, because that gives her, not only gives her more time, but you never know. Here's the thing. I mean, you never know with modern science. Like, the more time you have, the better chances that they can find something. As I keep telling people, we know a ton about cancer, and yet we know nothing about cancer. We know so little about this stuff, and yet we know so much about it. It's amazing. I've gotten a bit of an education on this really quickly, as you might imagine. So, yeah, so that's kind of the overview, I guess. I went outside to, I'm trying to walk around a bit, outside every day just to get a little bit of exercise and to, try to just do something. The biggest problem I've got right now is, again, it's just such a painful thing to do right now. Trying to get outside. Especially today, I did not time when I went outside well. It was literally at the tail end of the Percocet I had just taken. So, of course, I'm struggling greatly. So that was probably not a good idea. But, But, yeah, the ostomy bag is interesting. It's weird because you can no longer control your bodily functions. But it all goes into a bag, which I actually have a pouch for. So it's really unnoticeable if I have it under my clothes. The big issue is I actually have to get, even larger jeans now. Because the jeans I did have are actually not fitting very well with all of this stuff. So, Again, part of that is because I still actually have staples here. And I still have these JP drains, which are just really annoying. Juicing. I have a blender. I don't have a juicer. I used to make fruit smoothies, but I haven't in a while. I should really go, or have my father go pick up some fruit or something. Yeah. But, yeah, I used to make fruit smoothies with peanut butter. That was insanely good. And yes, I did say with peanut butter. Seriously. It was actually pretty good. You should try. Highly recommend. Okay. So at this point, I'm just kind of rambling. And honey, yes, absolutely. A little bit of that. Although, I think I would need to stay away from that now, just because of the massive sugar content. But when you use a lot of berries and whatnot, you need something to sweeten it up. Although, mangoes. I like mangoes, and mangoes are sweet as all heck. So maybe that'll be the good substitution. Gosh, I want fruit now. Yeah. Yeah, I think almost anybody that has, any kind of colon surgery ends up with one even temporarily. Not always, but it makes sense. I was, kind of devastated when I found out I had to get one, but, after, the reasons why, you just accept it. You have to. This JP drain of mine here has been, draining liquid like a beast. Which is not good. That means there's a lot of it there. But today it's been, nothing. So that's possibly a good thing. I don't know. It's just a very strange. This is so new to me. Like, I didn't know like any of this stuff existed, and now I've got a lot of it attached to me. Like, the most amazing things is how much stuff is out there for people with this. And what I mean is, like, I was able to purchase a bag, like, that you just hang over your neck to put these drains in. Because these drains here, I'm not going to take my shirt off, obviously, but these are literally, like, sutured into me. Like, this one is attached to, like, midsection to drain liquid out. So, they're attached to, I've got, like, this Velcro, like, strap right here that, like, they're, like, attached to so they don't, like, just hang. But I can't take this in the shower because I don't want to get wet. It's a nice belt. So, I was able to find this bag just on Amazon that you, like, put around your shoulders. And it just, like, it's a pouch in front of you. Put them in there and you can just go in the shower. Like, I've been cleaning myself, like, manually, like, in front of the sink for a month. So, it'll be nice if I could actually step in the shower again. I do have one of those, like, shower chairs in case standing hurts too much. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to doing that tomorrow morning. So, I know, like, showering is, like, a big thing now. But, you know, hey, I haven't been able to do it for a month. So, sadly, I don't think I can, like, soak in the bathtub yet. I know this bag, like, the Alchemy bag can get wet. Yeah, I know, right? There's a few things you can do to protect it and whatnot. But, including using these, what are they called? Filter stickers. So that water doesn't, like, get inside and stuff. Which, actually, like, my home care nurse didn't know what those were. Like, and they actually come in the box of all of the ostomy bags that I got when she ordered them. Yeah, I also didn't know that there is so much out there for, like, cancer patients. Like, at least around here. When I went to the oncologist last week to get this whole thing rolling as far as the chemotherapy goes, I met what they call a nurse navigator. She's basically sounds like she's my first point of contact, and she's there to help facilitate things, like connecting me with the thing I need to be connected with, including all of these services that are offered for free to, like, cancer patients, and, like, things like oncology massages, facials, wigs if you need them. I think they're for women, which is fine, because even if I lost my hair, like, this is stupidly long for me. Normally, like, I'm getting this stuff cut to, like, nothing. So if I went bald, I wouldn't have cared that much. It just would have been weird. But it doesn't even look like that's going to happen. At least not right yet. If it does happen, it happens. Whatever. But yeah, there's all sorts of things out there for cancer patients and patients going through chemo. It's actually really cool to see it. At some point, I have to. My fellow staff attorneys got me a bunch of gift cards for DoorDash and whatnot. That was really cool of them. I love these guys. Those guys are amazing. No. No. Just no. Okay? No. I'm just gonna put the no on that one. No. But yeah. See, oh man, I've been rambling for like a half hour. Nice. I don't know how often I'm gonna do this. I want to, like, at least keep some kind of a record, like, visually, because I want to kind of see myself over time, see what happens. So for the moment, I think that's all I got. I want to thank all of you for watching this. For all you who are live, and Anybody who watches this after the fact, thank you. You guys are awesome. I love you all. Peace out, all. Laters.